Well, hello friends, it's Amy Frillici with the Gathering Inkspiration Stamp Studio, and I have finally had a chance to play with some of our new Sale-a-Bration products. So I'm going to show you them. First of all, I'm going to show you this card. I think of this as really just kind of a nice, simple, masculine, I would say, birthday card, which I know we can always use more masculine cards. So it doesn't have like the frilly, pretty look, obviously, but I think it's, men don't want pretty and frilly. So I think this would be a great option to give to a guy for a birthday. So let me show you. If you have not seen yet, this is the Sale-a-Bration, kind of the second release of products that are only available. So they just became available on February 16, and then they go through the end of Sale-a-Bration on March 31, 2018. Now, the one thing I will tell you is there is a little bit of verbiage in the very back of this brochure, and I'm sure the other Sale-a-Bration brochure, that says, if you can read in teeny tiny print, product availability may be limited toward the ends of the promotional sales period. So that basically means that as we get closer to March 31st, any of the Sale-a-Bration items could sell out and then they won't restock them. So just keep that in mind. I would hate for you to have had your eye on something that you're wanting to get during Sale-a-Bration. And you guys all know, right? Sale-a-Bration is the promotion where when you spend $50, you get to pick a free Sale-a-Bration item. They actually have in this little brochure, they have one other item that when you spend $100, then you can pick that item. And I'm going to show you because there really aren't too many of them, and we're using a couple of them on this project today. So the first one is the Eclectic Expressions stamp set. And this, for me, especially when you kind of see the stamping, it reminds me a little bit of our Gorgeous Grunge stamp set that we used to have, because it kind of just creates those smudgy backgrounds that are always, it's one of those things that you look and you're like, oh, that doesn't really do a lot for me. But then you start actually putting them on projects and you realize, oh, how much kind of fun they add to a project. So that is one item you can get for free with a $50 order. And then you can see some other examples right here using that Eclectic Expressions stamp set. My card is modeled very similarly off of that card right there. So I cased that card from the Stampin' Up! Brochure. I just used some different colors to make it look a little more masculine. The other thing, and now we're not using this on this project, but I thought I might as well show you while I have your eyes and ears. This is the Springtime Foils Specialty Designer Series paper. So this is another item. Can you see all of those really beautiful projects that they made with that Specialty Foil Designer Series paper? That is another item you can get for free with a $50 order. And then last but certainly not least is this beautiful stamp set. That basket of flowers is gorgeous, isn't it? And then the stamp sets or the sentiments say, "You are loved and here for you," with a little butterfly and a little tag with some hearts on them. Now this is actually a bundle because then they also include this embossing folder. So the stamp set is called the Blossoming Basket Stamp Set. And then you also get the Basket Weave Dynamic Textured Impressions embossing folder. So basically that's one of our thicker embossing folders, and I'll show you that. We're going to use that on our project too. But you get both the stamp set and the embossing folder free with a $100 purchase. Now, all of these are product purchases, so it's before tax and shipping. So just remember that too. So yeah, we are going to go ahead and get started, and I'm going to show you those couple of new items. Actually, before I do, on the back of this brochure, they give you kind of a quick snapshot of all of the other Sale-a-Bration items that you can get for free with a $50 or $100 order. You just need to look for the color of the medallion on there. The pink medallions mean a $100 purchase, and the the blue medallions mean a $50 purchase. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Oh, I'm always like, what do we do first? But I think, excuse me, let's do our embossing. We're gonna just do that because I want to show you that embossing folder, and then we can sit down and stamp and put everything together. So, and actually the reason why I used this piece of grid paper, because I wanted to make sure to tell you guys about Paper Pumpkin. They are doing kind of a, well, let's see, we're going to be celebrating 5 years. Paper Pumpkin has been around for 5 years in March, so coming up very soon. And Stampin' Up! Is doing an awesome promotion where, well, basically anybody that, sorry, I feel like that's wiggling a bunch. I got to stop bumping things. Anyway, anybody that is a subscriber to Paper Pumpkin in the month of March or will receive the March kit. So if you haven't signed up, go ahead and do that as soon as possible, and then you'll be getting, the next kit will be our March kit that ships out in mid-March. But they're gonna, there's like a special box that they're making for the 5-year anniversary that the projects will come in, and then they're also gonna put a special gift in there too. So like I said, if you're not already a subscriber and you've been thinking about it, now is the time to do that. So you just go to paperpumpkin.com and then make sure to select me as your demonstrator if you don't already have another demonstrator that you work with. I would love for you to do that. So thank you. Okay, so here we go. Let's get the big shot. I've got this right here. And if you have any questions on Paper Pumpkin, just let me know. So here, I have a piece of, this is Tranquil Tide cardstock, and we are going to emboss it. This is the new embossing folder, the basket weave. So dynamic textured impression embossing folder, big long mouthful, basically because it's one of those really super thick embossing folders. So it kind of, I always say it does like different levels of texture. And it's because it's so thick, you only need one of our clear plates. So I think I have both of them here, but I've got my Big Shot platform. You guys can see that, right? That we use with our embossing folders, okay? And then we're just gonna lay this down, and we're gonna put only one clear piece on top. We don't need the other one on the bottom. If you try to put that other one on the bottom, it'll be too thick and it won't go through, or you'll break your Big Shot. And you don't wanna do that. So I'm gonna go back through here. I'm sorry about the wiggling. Give me just 1 second, this will be done. There we go, okay? So we're gonna scoot the Big Shot right out of the way because that's the only thing we need. And that's the other cool thing about this card is it's simple in that we don't do lots of Big Shot work. But check that out. Doesn't it look? So that's actually, I think, the back side. And then here is the front. Well, you could go either way. That actually looks more like a basket. I think I did flip it over, kind of use the reverse side. But can you see and it's got the different levels of texture on both sides. Isn't that awesome? So basket on this side, and then just kind of a cool textured, almost looks like shingles. You could, it could be like a roof on a house or something, I bet. So very cool. And I will give you guys measurements too. So let me show you those right now. So we have our card. The card base, as always, starts out with an 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock, okay? So I cut my 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock in half at 5.5, right? And then I scored it in half at 4.25 inches to always make that nice crisp fold, okay? Then this piece of cardstock measures 4 inches by 5.25 inches. And again, that is Tranquil Tide cardstock. Both of those are. The other pieces of cardstock that you need measurements on, this is a piece of Pool Party cardstock that measures 3 1/4 by 4.5, and then our Whisper White piece that measures 3 1/4 by 4 1/4 as well, okay? I did put a piece of Whisper White cardstock on the inside because this is so dark. I like to do that, put a white piece inside so you can write your birthday note. And that one also measures 4 inches by 5.25 inches on the inside. Oh, we're getting the glare of the sun. I apologize. In my Facebook Live videos, I'm always like dragging my table all over the place. I'm thinking it's not going to be out for too long. It's pretty cloudy today. So bear with me with this glare just for a moment or two, and then I bet it'll peek behind the clouds again, kind of fortunately for me in this video, and then not so fortunate for everybody else who likes the sun to be out. Okay, so with, and this is the Eclectic Expression stamp set too, so we are using a bunch of the stamps from this stamp set. I'm going to basically go ahead and get started doing my stamping. Got this tickle in my throat. Okay, so I've got my Tranquil Tide cardstock, and I'm going to just kind of nice and easy tap, tap, tap. And I'm going to stamp one, maybe right about there. And can you see it's supposed to look like that? At first I thought, maybe that's not right, but it's supposed to kind of have that grungy, not perfect look to it. So I've got that one. Then I am going to scoot that guy out of the way. Then with this little stamp, I'm going to stamp this guy in Pool Party ink. So I'm just going to put one maybe about there and one about there. Actually, I think I'm going to do one more. I like add a little bit more on that one. There we go. And then let's see, we are going to use our Night of Navy ink for these little kind of dashy marks, I guess I'll call them. Just kind of floating off the edges of our page there. While I am doing this, I might as well stamp. I just have a strip of, this is 1 inch wide strip of Whisper White cardstock. I'm going to stamp my happy birthday on here, and then I'm just going to cut this out. I brought a whole strip in case I stamped it crooked, because that does look a little bit crooked. So let's try that again. You know what? Okay, I'm going to try one more or two more times. We'll see, depending on how much. There, I think that looks pretty good. So you guys know the beauty of our Whisper White cardstock, right? You can turn it over and stamp on the back because you really cannot see through it, especially once you put it on your project. You might be able to kind of see through it. You know, if you lift it up in the sun right now, which I am not going to do. So I'm just kind of trimming this down on either side just with my paper snips there. The other thing I want to show you guys is the washi tape that I'm using. So this is a whole kind of all of these different blue shades. We are just using this Night of Navy on our card, but I want to show you guys because I really like these the washi tape packs. So this is from our annual catalog. Sorry, that glare is really bad, isn't it? Okay, you know what? Here, this is what I'm doing. I'm dragging my table. Hold on, just one sec. Like I said, I've had to do this a lot in my Facebook Live videos. There, now there's no glare. Okay, so this is on page 195 of our annual catalog. Can you see all of the washi tape that we have? And they call it, they've got a basic pack 1, 2, and 3. And we're using the basic pack 3 washi tape that has the 5 different colors of blue. And like I said, we're using the Night of Navy. I skipped over this one because this is a different name. It's called Pick a Pattern washi tape, and it's all black and white washi tape. So we've got some pinks, some kind of greens and yellows, some blues, and then the black. So we are using that basic pack 3 washi tape. And let me tell you too, I will put all of the names and item codes of everything that we're using on this card in the details to this YouTube video. So don't worry if you're not catching the names of everything. I'll make sure to give you those when I upload the video, or you know, it'll already be uploaded, it won't it? When you guys watch it. Right now it's not, but it will be. But I'll put all of that info in the details. This I'm just kind of stamping in Tranquil Tide cardstock. I just kind of randomly stamped this across the bottom of that Whisper White piece to put on the inside of our card. So the last thing I want to do is actually add that washi tape. And I was kind of just trying to eyeball this a little bit because I want it to just peek out from behind that sentiment a little bit. So let's see, I want to kind of trim off that edge there. It gets kind of curled up. So what I usually end up doing is putting it right on my hand because then it doesn't get in the way. So we're just gonna, oops. Oh, what did I do? I ripped that funny. Okay, we're gonna start over. So there, now I've got it running properly. We're gonna pull that guy off. Okay, so I think we're in business now. We're gonna run one, and if you don't press too hard, you can lift this washi tape up, which is what I had to do when I was originally putting this card together because I couldn't see it. I put it too close together. So let's try that. Let's see if that's gonna work. Yep, we're just gonna be able to see little peeks of it from behind, which is all I really wanted. Okay, so now I'm gonna get rid of this tape on my hand. Okay, we need some dimensionals here, right? They're always like right in front of your face and yet you can't find them. So I'm gonna put a few dimensionals behind, and this was the one that I didn't like how I stamped. So I'm just putting my dimensionals there because that's the side that I did like, right? Now we can assemble our card. I think we've got everything stamped and die cut and embossed. Okay, so that's the basket weave, but I'm going to use the other side. So I'm going to put my, this is my fast fuse adhesive. I think this works really well on these embossed pieces because they're, you know, they're so bumpy, I guess, that I think the fast fuse helps adhere it to the project a little bit better. And then same thing with my pool party cardstock, because I'm putting it on an embossed piece. I'm going to use my fast fuse here as well. And these just kind of go on at a little bit of an angle. So we'll do that one there. Oops. I'm going to put some more adhesive on our Whisper White piece that we've stamped. Uh-oh. Oh, I'm at the end. I can see it. I thought I broke it, but I'm at the very end. I think we're okay. So time for a refill on my fast fuse. So I'm just going to angle that over a little bit. And then I'm going to peel the back of my dimensionals off of my happy birthday and pop that guy right on there. And then I'm going to grab my snail and I'm going to add some adhesive on the back of this Whisper White piece to put on. Oops, I ran right off the edge there. That's okay. So this is the piece that we're going to put on the inside of our card. And there we go. So an awesome, simple, masculine card for you today. Perfect for any guy birthday, right? So as always, make sure you check out my blog at gatheringinkspiration.com for lots of other tips and tricks and tutorials and videos. If you're so inclined to purchase any of the products used to make this card, you can shop online at my website at amysuzanne.stampinup.net. Make sure if you're going to spend the $50 to get your free Sale-a-Bration item, well, anytime, actually. Just grab the host code that's over on my blog. It's on the right-hand side toolbar at gatheringinkspiration.com. When you spend $50, obviously during Sale-a-Bration, you get that free Sale-a-Bration item, but I always send you a free embellishment with your thank you card when you spend at least $50 and use the host code that's on my blog. So also make sure you hit that subscribe button on my YouTube channel. I'd love for you to watch, and get kind of inspired by the other projects and things that I make regularly. I try to post a new video about once a week, and my Facebook Live videos are always on there as well too. So you've got a couple of great stamping tutorial options for you on my YouTube channel at Gathering Inkspiration. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you were inspired today. I hope you enjoyed this fun masculine card, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.